Episode 2. The Fab Four present the art of building a personal brand that sells itself. This is the business investing series, Making Money Online. And tonight, we bring in the minds who've been guiding legacies for centuries. Carl Jung, Machiavelli, Buddha, and the Stoics, the Fab Four. They've counseled kings, they've healed warriors, and mentored emperors. Now, they'll help you build something magnetic, ethical, and unforgettable. Let's begin. Section 1. What a personal brand actually is and isn't. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. Forget color palettes and forget taglines for a moment. Your brand is not your logo. It's the feeling that people get when they think of you. A true personal brand is an energetic signal. It's your values in action, your story in motion, your promise at scale. So how do you build a brand that's both magnetic and monetizable? You start with truth. Carl Jung enters first. The brand is the self revealed. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And Jung teaches that branding is identity work. The people you attract will be a mirror of what's integrated or fragmented in your psyche. Jungian branding principles. Know your archetype. Are you the sage, the rebel, the caregiver, the hero? These timeless patterns shape your voice, your visuals, your vibe. You need to own your shadow, your insecurities, your contradictions, and your wounds. Own them with grace. People resonate with wholeness, not perfection. Bring your symbols to life. Jung believed in the power of symbols. They are the visuals that speak to the soul. What imagery represents you? Your brand becomes magnetic when it's not a mask, but a map leading others to clarity through your own clarity. People don't buy what you do. They buy what you are when you're not performing. And in an age of performative content, authenticity becomes rare and therefore very valuable. Section 2. Calm clarity in a noisy world. Buddha on branding. Work is to discover your world, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it. In today's attention economy, noise is the currency of the unprepared. Buddha, the master of peaceful power. Buddha teaches that your brand should not scream. It should invite. It should settle. It should reflect. Branding laws from Buddha. Have the right intention. Don't build for ego or envy. Build to serve. If your presence is pure, your presence will be strong. Right speech. Every tweet and every post. Does it align with your true voice, or you just perform for attention? Have a non-attachment to metrics. Track data, yes, but don't let it define you. Your essence isn't your analytics. Be a lamp unto yourself. Your brand becomes the calmest authority in the room when it stands still while others chase trends. And that stillness sells. Now might be a good time for you to take a second and hit like and subscribe, especially if you're really hearing this. We'll continue. If you ever felt exhausted by online noise, you're certainly not alone. Here is Section 3, the Stoics and the discipline of reputation. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus. The Stoics would tell you that a brand that endures, a reputation earned through trial. Not a vibe, not a trend, a life. Stoicism turns branding from vanity into virtue. Stoic brand pillars: consistency. So show up. Do what you said you would do, again and again. And the public always have your integrity. Don't be one person on camera and then another behind the curtain. Tolerate criticism without folding. You will be misunderstood. That is the cost of being a strong signal. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Just be one. That's what Marcus Aurelius tells us. And business, every DM, every client response, every refund you process is branding. Not just the podcast episode on your homepage. Your brand is your shield and your sword. In an age of broken promises, reliability is revolutionary. If you've ever kept a promise in silence, you are already building your brand. Keep going. And it's not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles. Machiavelli. Machiavelli doesn't teach deception. He teaches awareness of perception. And he reminds us that people believe symbols before they believe stories. That a weak brand invites predators. That power needs positioning. Machiavellian moves with integrity. Always craft your first impressions carefully. Humans are wired to judge instantly. Own that. If you don't define your message, others do. Control your narrative before others do. Someone else will define it for you. Associates collaborate with people of reputation. Borrow credibility wisely, then own your own. A wise man always says to follow paths beaten by great men. Machiavelli would say, your brand must command respect, not beg for attention. Respect followers. Share this if you believe in building with quiet force. Section 5. Putting together the Fab Four brand blueprint. Now that we've heard from each master, let's weave their wisdom into action. On identity, Jung says, choose one or two of the archetypes that represent your role. Get clear on your origin story, your internal wounds, and your transformation. Use symbolic language and imagery. Buddha will tell you to ask, what suffering do I relieve? Who does my brand soothe, empower, or protect? Remove all language that triggers envy or lack. Next, reputation. The Stoics. They guide us to choose principles. Respond within 24 hours. Never ghost. Always explain. Build habits that reflect your inner code. Your brand is your behavior at scale. For positioning, Machiavelli chooses platforms intentionally. He says to associate with the credible, not just the popular. Be strategic, not scattered. Combine these and you create a brand that doesn't look good, it lives well. Now a good time is to subscribe. Now is a good time to subscribe and hit the like button and leave some comments about how you will use this information. Section 6. Common branding mistakes that repel wealth. It's time to be honest. Most online brands fail because they fall into traps. The persona trap, being who you think they want the mirror trap. Copying instead of originating. The metrics obsession. Losing creativity to data. The sleepy brand. Passive, vague, and easily forgotten. The overhyped brand, screaming promises it can't fulfill. The Fab Four would call these ego constructs. They may get clicks, but they don't build empires. If your brand isn't anchored in self-awareness, purpose, integrity, and strategy, it might not succeed. Then no amount of views will make it last. Do not seek to be understood before you are prepared to be misunderstood. Let's grow together with honesty. Section 7. The brand that outlives you. Now, let's be real. This isn't just about followers. A brand that sells itself is one that outlives you. One that your children can point to and say, that was my father's message. That was my mother's voice. That was my mentor's work. That's not built on shortcuts. That's built on character, clarity, and care. Now, a final word from each of the Fab Four. From Jung, your brand is your invitation to wholeness for you and for others. Buddha says, build with compassion, and even your silence will resonate. And the Stoics, be the kind of person that your brand claims you are. And Machiavelli, guard your name like a throne, and let the results do the speaking. And now, let your actions write the biography. Your logo can't. Build a personal brand that sells itself because it knows itself. This is the wisdom of Jung, Machiavelli, Buddha, and the Stoic. We'll see you on the next episode. Take a minute to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Someone who's reading it may find that as their survival guide. Share. See you next time. Bless you. Bye for now.